Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akwa file ni forms ewo MPP wo mo prime minister wo hwe no yi Franketuni.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia nso akasa say bo hye bebre bra NDC for the Ghana 2024 bra ne ye ba beto aba bo hye ni nyina omuntimi fanye adwuma.
Sanso ena Dr. Yaw Adutwum ono so de ne forms akwa piem ewo MPP akachi.
Ghana Education Service year inspection with senior high schools ahoro ewo Asante Mantam emo.
Na enkran Mantam asoafo ka kire MCE so mo ha se omunyan so wo mo edam de omo ye ne nyade a ebebo. Ensempi ka won ye de bremo kasebo mu akenkan fo me akosia sapon mene
efiahye.
Ye boyra ensem no emu. Kane mampanyi abedi akire afimpinu ne aduonu nan wono ne 2 franka ede ema MPP amanyuko no Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na sede okofa ne forms na woye sese okọ na okọ twerotwero so wo mo sese o mo feli wo mo sese wo mu di akagiremu ma ne nyina no waye ne saa pepepe ama enne watu anamon ede akoma party mpanifo ewo party no headquarters na ena Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia gina simpie so kire se sede enwoma nyina sitie no party for pekanini de obetu franka no de omo akwakogi enkunim abotire no ono a wo hwe ni su ne ban bibia wo mo hwehwe no ewonimu enu nti ode bema wo mo sa.
It is with a deep sense of purpose that I announce formally my bid to be retained as the flag bearer of the new patriotic party for the 2028 general elections. I offer myself for a second time to bear the flag of the MPP into this election after having listened extensively to the demands of the party and the nation. Since 1947, our forebears have played the most impactful role in Ghana's history. Whenever it has mattered the most, we have been at the forefront of providing leadership and showing the character that has ignited passion and energy among the people of Ghana. From the days of Dankwa, Dombo, Buzia, Bafo Akoto, Edward Akufo-Addo, our tradition demonstrated deep intellect during the fight for independence. The traits of selflessness and humility were evident in the genes of patriots. In the days of Victor Usu, we demonstrated respect for all persons. And in the days of Edibuahim, we showed the spirit of courage, rising up to the challenge of oppressors' rule. In the days of Kufuor, we showed emotional intelligence and the spirit of inclusion. And in the days of Akufo-Addo, we showed foresight and resilience. The MPP and Ghana are demanding for a leader who embodies the values of this tradition: deep intellect, humility, respect for all persons, unity, courage, foresight, and resilience. Dear citizens, as the MPP is looking for a leader who embodies the character of this party's tradition and the values of our forebears, I, Mahmoud Bawumia, offer myself to lead the party for the 2028 elections. Because I have the integrity, the competence, the compassion, the humility, and the values not only required to lead the party but to lead the country.
Yet wakasiye no eso na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia kroya nso edisobo ebo NDC aben say 2024 ye beto aba no ebo bebre bom she Ghana fo nyina ko wiase a omuntimi fa akoto enye enkwan.
It is becoming evident that the NDC does not intend to fulfill the lofty promises they made to Ghanaians in their quest for power. The promise to pay cocoa farmers at least 6,000 Ghana cedis is one they don't intend to keep. The promise to institute a state of emergency and repeal LI 2462 to fight galamsey is one they do not intend to keep. The setup of the gold board to execute the gold purchase program is already unraveling, as miners are reluctant to sell their gold due to the unattractive prices offered. Remittances have reduced by 50% as a result of the misalignment in the exchange rate across the different foreign exchange markets. The promise to allow free expression is one they do not intend to keep. They promised to triple jobs and create new ones through the 24-hour economy. But it is evident that it was just a political gimmick. What the MPP and Ghana needs is a strong party that can hold the government accountable for these promises. Bawumia has always done that and will do that as flag bearer of the MPP. For the various candidates contesting the flag bearership, ask, won't Ghana and the MPP be better off if instead of focusing your guns on Bawumia, you focus on holding the government accountable to show that you can lead the MPP in holding the NDC accountable? To win in 2028, we must not just talk unity, we must live it. The repeated attacks by our own party folks on one another is absolutely unhelpful. What we say against each other, the NDC will use against us in 2028. If you claim you are a true patriot and want this party to win in 2028, then stop it. Stop the internal attacks now. Stop the religious and tribal attacks now.
Yeda soa ewo MPP amanyokuo no womo aba woba beto eyi Franka Tuni sanso ena nkane soafo a na ohwe enwumesua so eye Dr. Yaw Adutwum mrahebedwani a owo Bosomtwe constituency ono so ede ne nkrata akoma mpanimfo na ne nkasayem no kyerese womo hia enkabomu afi womo ehia asomdwie campaign no mo ye na asomdwie nko a eno ne betimi aboa amatumi a womo hwehwe no 2028 no etimi abaso
na de kanse na akonso no afiti ase akonso a yedifi enka ewe ya kwani na Ghana manto nyemo agency nyemo by January 31st I beto abano na Dr. Yaw Adutwum and the founder of the new party. We shake the foundations of this nation. I, Dr. Yaw Adutwum, come to this process of humility. I'm going to wage a very clean campaign. A campaign that will just talk about what I have done and what I will do for my party and for my nation. A campaign without acrimony. A campaign without insults. A campaign full of respect. And that is what my campaign will be about. Delegates who are hereby gathered, I want you to know one thing. As a young man growing up in our Ashanti and Western regions, father who was uneducated, mother who was uneducated, spending a substantial part of my time on a cocoa farm. I never expected that one day I'll be here, and on this day, I will be filing my nomination to contest for the flag bearership of the New Patriotic Party. But that day has come. With all humility, we are going to begin the process. I know you know me as a former Minister for Education. And I know there are many of you who meet me on the street. And you talk about the work that I did as the Minister of Education. Having been given opportunity by the President, I began my work transforming public schools. I began my work bringing STEM education to Ghana, revamping TVET education. Now the testimony is there for you to see. I only do evidence-based communication. What I have done is there for every one of you to see. Now if the minister who did a great job for this party, did a great job for this nation, stand in front of you and want to be a flag bearer, he is the flag bearer who is a can-do flag bearer.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ede atudwa se Ghana yenhwe yabakosem emo na yamanyosem aye nyina emo no ono ene omampanya be de kira obaye a na chese ohye na obo adwuma e yabakosem pa enema wotumi ye bebre ode ato edwa.
The initiatives I advocated for in our time today are making impact in people's lives. The rich, innovative and practical ideas that I successfully championed and saw to implementation include the Bank of Ghana's Gold Purchase Program, the first in Africa, the Gold for Oil Program, the first in Africa, the accelerated issuance of the Ghana card, mobile money interoperability, the first in Africa, the Ghana Digital Property Address System, the first in Africa, Agenda 111, one constituency, one ambulance, the Zipline drone delivery service, the largest in the world, the universal QR code payment system, the No, which is the first in Africa, the No Guarantor student loans, Ghana.gov, the Citizens app, NHIS registration and renewal on your mobile phone, the Rental Assistance Scheme, the Zongo Development Fund, individualized credit scoring, paperless ports, electric buses, e-gates at Kotoka International Airport, and the digitalization of medical records across all district, regional, and teaching hospitals in Ghana, amongst others. The implementation of these practical policy initiatives has resulted in many people saying that I have been the most effective vice president in Ghana's history. This implies that given the opportunity, I can equally become one of the most effective presidents in Ghana as we go forward.
Political communicator Dr. Tofik Ademu na wɔkyerɛ sɛ wohwɛ Ghana ye constitution no a ye mamra no ɔno ankasa bɔ ne ho ban de free obia ho titiriw ene wo mo bɛyɛ aman mpanimfoɔ sɛ obi ɛbɛyɛ ɔmampani a ɛyɛ a enipa no wontumi ɛnkɔ ɛmro mienu enti wokɔ baako wokɔ mienu a de ɛtɔso miensa no wontumi nkɔgyina ɛno na wo kyerɛ mu sɛ ampa ɛyɛ mamra na ankasa ɛna wahyɛ ne ho kete ama samra no ejina ne naso besi sabre ya obia entumi ensesa no.
There must be a referendum to change entrenched provisions like changing the term that a president must do. You know, there must be a referendum, and the referendum must have at least 40% of registered voters, all of them voted during the referendum. And at the end of it, you know, vote we are there in 75 of the valid votes when now was supported them entrenched provision or there was an or are in support of the amendment. Now say if them amendment is successful, then the law the law would be passed. It should be sent to Parliament, where you also need 2/3 majority. At least 2/3 majority must support all these things. Now say it's not why is the Constitution protecting or other them in Shishay or Zaba? There's what we call abuse of power, and so the Constitution itself, it's immuning itself. It's immuning itself against abuses of power. There will be now one day. No.
Kasi eko ahumije madaroma ye basisia. efo nyina akwaba yetoa ensem ne so edi amamo oswafo hwe mpotem amemone ehinsem nsem eso Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim wada Ministerial Advisory Board no edi amat na soye na efutu ode mom ne se wo monhwanye adwumaden na mpotem amamuo eni sede yetumi ebubum kakran no enyina ne nan so ne ma esom ahoro nso entumi enkonkan ne mfa empuntiumra ewo man emo.
The board is not just a mere formality. It is established to provide strategic advice, strengthen policy direction, and ensure participatory decision-making that reflect the aspirations of Ghanaian people at all levels. It serves as a platform for dialogue, collaboration, and shared responsibility, helping us as a ministry to remain focused, responsive, and accountable in the execution of our mandate. As you are well aware, the ministry plays a pivotal role in coordinating decentralization, deepening local governance, and managing chieftaincy and religious affairs, and improving service delivery at the metropolitan, municipal, and district levels. These tasks are multidimensional and require not only technical expertise, but strong partnership, mutual trust, and visionary leadership. As we inaugurate this board today, I'm particularly hopeful that we will receive frank, objective, and forward-looking advice needed to drive reforms in decentralization and local governance. The voices of religious and traditional stakeholders will continue to shape our policies for social cohesion and peaceful coexistence. Our collaboration will support the NDC government flagship programs, such as the 24-hour economy, the Big Push infrastructure plan, the youth and women-focused initiatives aimed at promoting inclusive governance, improved sanitation, and urban development and capacity building. To our representatives from the various religious communities, I thank you for standing as pillars for moral guidance, spiritual leadership, and national unity. Your presence on these boards underscores our recognition that national development is incomplete without faith, values, and compassion at its core. To the heads of our partner institutions, NDPC, MPC, and local government service, your strategic insight and institutional experience will be crucial in aligning our work with national planning framework and ensuring that decentralization delivers the real results for its people. Let me assure you that the ministry will provide the necessary resources and secretarial support to enable the board to carry out its mandate effectively. Let us work together, guided by our shared vision of a Ghana where governance is local, development is inclusive, tradition is respected, and faith communities are empowered. On this note, I hereby declare the Ministerial Advisory Board of the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs duly inaugurated.
Enkramantam soafo ena woka akire MCs habakra chempanyimfo a wonmo won kramantam atitiru se ase womote womoto sododo womo nsore enye adwuma enam so ama eneyi a ye kasai enkramantam ha soafo eye onunyamfo oklu kire se womo ansore womoto so anhwe anye adwuma na ne asam ena womope ede amom wesanse ye de womo ba se womo mayire wo hu enye adwuma.
Pese omunye adwuma na meninji as regional minister because omu take office your party ba power 7 months ebimu office 3 months 4 months. It's enough for them say ba adwuma ye dey asham some dey on me performing inti we ye dey bomb koko say adwuma na ye dey asha yensa no just even me the regional minister we should know. Sir His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, the resetting agenda, the speed at which are other saying to me and follow up. And no one is safe. I was seeing you Juma near Mboano, not resetting agenda. And to me, in the moment. Oh, next few months, the whole greater Accra and shining my. Also, street lights, a year Yama Bebre, a preventing Yama Bebre. street lights wo koma uko bebia even anajuko sebi ubakra ti pana ebi mu so se omu be fa mu ka akoto ejo adenti ko so se okwa obi betimi aye ni bibi because of eho ayesu what you say eho yesu ma obi kita ni bola otumi tu bebia ope what you say eho yesu ma amanfo etumi wia unye safe kwa unina obi betimi atru phone ana ekunkun ebetimi a internet street side ye wo mu so pan because my first project as regional minister and now his excellency I catch him say me make sure say light ewo greater Accra nyina ejuma
I have champions say ye nyina ye be sanitation task force na sanitation coordinators na making sure say your environment is clean so I'm a green oriented me bompa say partners will come on board where my green containers are green bag so that recyclable materials you bet me separate based on all the reports I can say on authority say yeah, we are putting measures in place in collaboration with the minister. Say all the city will lit up and sanitation. So by I think 2 months time, Accra will be as beautiful as we have intended.
I'm saying near regional minister Nika Yendi, Nico say me Kwana Media regional minister, make Kania change your kind because I didn't free president straight away. President agenda and say we are resetting Ghana in areas are able to street lighting, I remember proper security, any sanitation, and pressure no every top no, and on to also Eddie Mayano. Yes, you are in Crawford, you know, age man to say municipal health, environmental sanitation man, say municipal works engineer, and no more Kikawiniano. We must also transfer the pressure on them to work.
Oba Domiabro Boom area who villages need be or super in the budget no. Yeah, say bed really boreholes. Some of those communities say at least on Benya and super and we say me person me and say communities in now areas be or looking very dark. Into I see Yankee street light no fix it or those areas. Say this sorry to say criminals no field day. And yeah, until we share Domiabro Boom area or any botanic English amount from area Hanswa, you hear street lights, say they be lighting off those communities, and say they amount for MBD, Bonnie, or Hono.
Yet workers no esom potem ahoro a omo empono anono ni tichiu go mu afete mfimfi mantam no emo empanyifo de wani atofo hu se dodro na asori amotam mrasho nsem so omo twe anwe anwea twetwe basa no e de ohaw eba aban ni mpanyifo ebom kokko ahweyie na ewo mu
disaster in waiting atoyenche ma je say ye ihwehan a ni hunsunsanso a Ebe Gomwa is also as I say a das na me koko and so ankra be one short-term economic interest in that's illegal sand winning. I was see show. This is the time I can tidal waves are same, you can see erosion as same, you can see defense projects as same. Now so no no more other room yakupon another room. One my natural sea defense yes I see a trap na omanfo won team I boy ho boy now so obi the mbra ahyenesim o se san de tia na metu ompo ano ha na maton na me dia me dia hwebe hafa na ni refi sunsanso a ebutum e dia abre kro ya ide na ego mu afete enwama ye hu wechichi se breku so keta na dia cda o se epono amane krofo japade hu ne chichi ezi de bi na ekoso aye into many the honorable MC honorable Magdalena Nakom and a Gomwa is assembly no adwumebre but what teams to make because so directives have been given one warriors and the money na no you know yes pay obia and then yes say ba begina epon hanom ya be engage press ya to ya adwum the MC or action woman my municipal metro Nadmon director my directives the NADMO team here, so what directive? The regional operation team will be here. So, as when the security committee will advise us, says the situation, no, I want to know.
It's a report, at that table. So, true NADMO or more reports on my it's last week Friday, and yes, I kind and be Mancasa made the money abebo or factor casim, I will go more is. Na make a say na say your best sure na ya san ya shetitu ne ya hemfo osan so bia yin wo mo olbo man no mu na say olbo kru no mu a onkonkoto ahemfansa nti yɛbɛhyɛ sɛ ade wei yɛ ɛkɔ so no ɛmboa na ɛmboa gomo isi so yɛn papa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is into reset Ghana na ade a n'anim pɛ baako koraa ɛyɛ galamsey. If you're talking about galamsey as sea winning na say sun winning na ɛno nso no ɛyɛ illegal no ɛyɛ ade bi a n'anim njo and then ɛyɛ strong warning na medi fi gomo is medi amo obi bia wo gomo is a all your sun winning illegal. Because at the end of it, since I will share yechi has here, sea defense way a natural one. Enya afenanka banyi sabu boka na babe sea defense e de abwa. Nyankopon nanka se wa me sea defense a ebetumi abwa mo onye nem enkosi e ogumo is. But say ameno ka se bibi si say ara yenye save. Gomo is bibi si say yenye save. Si ababoto ana da mu na mutwem anyi na mohwe ne ekoso e wo mpa no hana na e ya asefem na esanso e ye oha papa emfa ho se we ndc we MPP ye boase ye botumi ya hwe se gomo is e befa no ntuma pefra enti ya mmachi wu wiansa na ye ba na ye bebodu ababa kan che se MC mpa cho me ndc no one should dare.
Etwaso edia amanyoko a ye frɛ no Action People's Party wo mo na musini anka wo kwakogina ewo akwetia by elections ni emu no enam so ama abato komisa kyerɛ sɛ ade a wayi ni din afima na wa disqualify no wontumi enkonkogina enam so mo so kopie mu wɔ Accra High Court na wo mo kopie court no na court ahyɛ sɛ saa semi wabɔ ato ego na obotugu ye no enam so ama founder ni leader Emma Action People's Party Owura Kenneth Nana Kwame Asamoah wakyerɛ sɛ ne candidate ye friend David Ankoma wasafata senka onenim ebeba beda ballot paper ne so bi ne yi na frimu saa sɛ de presiding judge no eka kyerɛ no o ka kyerɛ no tu no fo sɛ waba high court obetumi akɔ supreme court na sɛ ho no obekɔ akɔpɛ nkyiremu nso a wekɔ akɔ akɔkyiremu ewo ho
court a true case no ago to the extent they say they first look at the interest of the nation almost share chrono a car corona bo a police for a dia kogu akotia by election now share is in so oma printed ballot papers now share boa any the other political parties interest so basically Judge Nantimianka say we don't have a case, but he definitely look at the state interest and a car akum. So my advice across say even concerning the certificate no and unti you disqualify no or no as a judge no cry for this time no only my interpretation of the law. Act said yes you know what laws no mudi jina so a omudi demanded for say GRA clearance certificate and now say yes ye nipa ni tua tax ya in what law and was say ye de quantify say we and was say we present it at EC. So the judge even advised say the best option say yemfanko Supreme Court for interpretation of the law. Na Supreme Court enchire what kind of documentation we should provide when it come in terms of GRA or tax clearance issue. They have any justification. We raised almost 14 questions. Out of the 14, he couldn't answer one. So Judge Dimbusa and say, na more easy for no say abano. What will be your interest? Say you two abanish esheda. What will be your interest? Yes, and Timian corresponded to that. But Judge, you know, as his own wisdom, he believes he say Emla State Yaboka. There are other three candidates. That was where I disagree with the judge concerning the other three candidates. I brought a case before you. You have to deal with the case I presented to you. Thinking about the other candidate, that is none of my business. Me interest here, you see, I disqualify me. That is what I brought to you. That is what is in front of you. But thinking about say other political parties now are more contesting so aboka. That is how the judge is almost so aboka or my niema. And based on that, about so aboka. And if he granted this, it affected a lot of people and a lot of things. So therefore, the application dismissed. That is the basic judge, or the Maya. So for us, as I already told you, ye jimra tum ena yem so ye pese Ghana DA na Ghana koso. So we abide by the laws.
Ahomeji etoso mi enini ye ba Yamamo akwa abayetwa ensem no eso. Osrofo abedi ekire ohwe akwantu ho nsem eso. Honorable Dorcas Afotofe e de atu dwese Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority DVLA wom hu hia pa eye wasudie no wasede so mo hye se akwantempon ene ahyen ahoro a edi akwanyaba nyina ekoyie enti won hwe se ahyen no eye papa na a driver fo nso edi mra so na wom mo kaka no so eye enkofo bi a emra emom ho kwan se ekwan mu no etene ede mawo.
The DVLA has been at the forefront of the digital revolution, pioneering platforms that make services more accessible and efficient. The benefits of these digital innovations are numerous. For instance, the use of biometric data in license applications has helped to prevent fraud and ensure that only qualified individuals are granted driving privileges. I am informed that the DVLA will soon introduce a new driver's license card to replace the existing one, ensuring enhanced security and integrity. Similarly, a new vehicle license plate will also be rolled out in line with international best practices. These initiatives are timely, and I wish to commend the board and management for their innovation and foresight. It is our responsibility as industry practitioners and experts to ensure that the services we provide benefit everyone. The role of the DVLA is crucial to ensuring that the vehicles on our roads are roadworthy and that the drivers who operate them are qualified.
And actually, Deputy Executive Officer Edema DVLA in charge of services, Lawyer Foster.
Yes, also Ediana Center for Local Government Advocacy. Honorable Gladys Nadu ono ena idi wonum enim womu akwa koshia we eye MMDCs no ni omushia ya wo kire wo mo se de obesi atoto sikasem emu beda ho na ketase hye proye bia enkoso na eno na Delta Municipal Chief Executive Honorable Ella Esinam Nongo ono so ekire wo hawa wo mu Asia.
Local governance league table na ye no ye pese ye de ye nhwehwemu efa sena district assemblies no sena omustimi hwe omsikasem so intino a form of accountability say ye behwe say adwuma na ye de hwe omunsa no omu ye ne yie pa ana say dia na ekoso afensu sena city bia no dia nti netisa inti no say yatimi hu na ye hu sena musu ye adwuma ne fa ni inyama ha omu a ye betimi ene omu nyina no adi nkita hu ama ya boa won ama nsakra ya aba ma sekana ekodi omunsa so omumfa nyampumtu dwuma no etimi aboa timamufo no
Incofortina outsider, they feel that the assembly is something that you can just walk in, take whatever you want and go out in terms of finances. Yes, but me person me more omonti as say in the assembly no two say describe if your assembly were it should be accounted for. And assembly no usually no it is cashless. Into no say it will start from Uber request. The request will go through various systems and say Uber 2 cedi krana. As I say, unsaka. 10 cedi plan. As I say, approve it. Our system be a DH. My friend a gift mix system. Into gift mix system no, a system be you cannot pay without the gift mix system. You need to go through the process and then be able to pay. Into the yesterday, Timmy Mufonu say, no omunya butre and yet infamy and that kekesa and I am per se yedi juma.
Na as part of your dissemination of findings no ye na yetime mufo so ebehia na yamo mehu omo district assemblies no performance ne se yet na ende nkitahodie no ekoso ye pa ma yehu se ye assessment na ye no issues are raising na no ye similar issues na ye district assemblies no PM ye den eba
Ekuafo omo sehwe aboduabo ewo baabi ani anwea so bekwai ewo Western North Mantam no emo kire se brano ade achen se kire se bibia ni forestry gas etata wo mo ani aden a wo mo kire se akuafo na koto ahye kwa bentuo no so etwitwa efan bi de aye emfuo akuafo no so hu ne se ensem no ente sakra
me koko mpanifo nye koko afi na me sia ase edo koko no aso papa yini omo to ni nyina me ni bibia wo ho a me ba kwemma no ekoduru na omo se ya na ye da ho ebo pa obobo ye no enya asamto omo boye papa etu a na ekuta omo no omo de pempem yen omo etu aboba no kwa ye sisa bi e de ba fi na ma na omo di kai mpre no enye ize omo boye papa we nye bra edikan afi mu kwa ne de toso mieni ni nim mra kire se okoto obi a wafoma otime de mra na hye won nsem na obo no na he papa fo ebi buru 60 ebi ye 50 ebi su ye mlante na ka omugu fom ejeje omo se kan de se kan bo ma na ntai enti ye se man pan fo ne se omomoa na asumdie mra ene omo de tuo ebe bobbo me mu de tuo bat no ebobbo me nti afi na me no on sage no mo hu se ahoden no emu oden tinye mu ya nse ba ko de sekan kamensa ense no a de mbeto ha no admission enyimre mo de betu
na yesu etu e ho afo se ema enkoye se yesa kodo foforo na da bia no saade no eba ade a kan kura ne se o he video no bia koko no bia so koko nso sebe enye ye ba ban mo be 7 months na koko no egini sa meboa ho na asem no no eni nti ni aka na ebe bo ho ban na ebe sere se na maye nwuram bi uso se ye kwakodo foforo na me wo hodada na de kwan bia ebe fa so abo ho ban se ni asasem we NCBO no ye be ye
Adeshima ma haseni ede kasebo no esie kai o se pepsodent wo mo ne so yasne enu nti da bia ya na ye kasa no pa sori atwusi ansa no wadidi anasa wo pa enu de ye wa choice na emom hwese anopa no sori abutwusi enwumre watwusi ansa no akoda eno boa ma wo se no ahobambo kese eba ho ye wo herbal ye wo triple action ena afi ye wo chalco ye wo nkwada de enso ewo ho ni nyina ye pepsodent aposin bia ye pepsodent enti ya na wahwehwe bi e wo store na e wo dan na chi ho no wo mo ton se de osi pani bia honsa e beka bi
ye de asida e ma aboafo mo hye ntade anwume clothing palace e hwe e ma ahosisie e ma ewie peye clothing palace e wo we de e ma fa ye ho ana chese ekoyie pa e dan a ene lava edi nhwani mu e hro e wo Accra Central e ho e na clothing palace e wo ntade papa ben e na wo pa wonsa enka ne bo e da form e fe ko ne ko sra wo mu 0271 998313 0271998313 and a Bella Week Center AMT Fefefe Emame Achimota Kingsby Oben Villac International School 055-305-1995 055-305-1995 Obahima Efiachre Meniminia
Akosia sapon yama momoni hwa adehye